I'm Tresa Hargrove, and it's dessert week at the Real Women of Philadelphia Cream Cheese Contest. And it just so happens I'm hosting a bunko party in my house tonight. So I'm going to show you how to make my fruit salsa with cinnamon chips and a cream cheese dip that is out of this world. What we're going to do first is we're going to make our own chips. We're not going to buy those bagged chips. We're going to make our own. We're going to take flour tortillas, non-cooked spray, butter flavored. You've noticed I really like the butter flavored. We're going to spray the bottom one and one that we're holding in our hand, and we're going to sprinkle both of them with cinnamon sugar. And you can buy the cinnamon sugar, you can make cinnamon sugar. If you make it, normally it's like a cup of sugar to 1 to 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. Now we're going to take this side and we're going to put it on top of the other one, the 2 sides that have the cinnamon on them, kind of give them a little twist. And we're going to continue. Now the reason that I do that is so the cinnamon will stick on there. I've made this recipe for years and years, and I have made mistakes, and I know what to do about those mistakes. I used to just make them and not do that and put them in the oven to bake them, and the cinnamon would come off. So what I started doing was I started spraying them after I had them all done on the tops of them, and that's a lot of spray. So this is kind of taking away just a little bit of that spray. Now we're going to do the very last one, and we're going to cut these. Kind of rub this one just a little bit with your hands. Cut these with the pizza cutter, and we're going to make them like chips. Cut them in half. Just cut it like a pizza. Cut them in half again. And there we go. Now you're going to have your oven preheated to 400 degrees, okay? Because we're going to bake these babies. And we're only going to bake them for about 5 minutes. You're going to bake them for 5 minutes on one side. Then you're going to turn them over and bake them for 5 more minutes. Put them in a single file here. And now don't take them, and as soon as you take them out of the oven, take them off the pan. If you leave them on the pan, they are going to overcook and they're going to be burnt. Okay? And they're going to still be a little bit soft in the middle when you take them out. Don't think you need to stick them back in the oven because they're going to continue cooking just a little bit. I have burnt many of cinnamon chips that way, okay? Trust me on that one. Okay, now we're going to make our cream cheese dip. We're going to take 8 ounces of the whipped Philadelphia cream cheese, and we're going to put it in our mixer. Now, I always make a double batch of these because my friends absolutely love this recipe. I took it to a meeting, and the speaker at the meeting, I know, was just really getting irritated because during the meeting, he was up there speaking, and everybody kept going back, getting more chips and salsa, and I kind of felt bad, but it still made me feel good. You know how that goes. Now I'm going to take half of this container of marshmallow cream, and this is a 7-ounce container, and you can put a little bit more if you want, but I have found that about half suits our taste just fine. We're going to take a cup of powdered sugar, and like I said, you can use less, you can use more, but a cup seems to be just about right. And I'm going to turn this on really, really slow and talk a little bit louder so I don't get powdered sugar all over my kitchen. And to this, we are going to add the zest of 1 lemon, actually half a lemon. I usually double do this, so I always use a whole lemon, but you use half the zest or the zest of half a lemon. And we're going to speed this up for just a minute. Turn it off, scrape down the sides. This does not take long at all. Just make sure you get it all mixed up. 1 more whirl, and it will be good to go. There we go. See? Really super, super fast. And that's the consistency you want. That lemon zest, woo, that lemon zest really gives it a nice kick, a nice little zing. You know, the cream cheese has a little bit of a whoop to it. Well, this lemon zest kicks it right on up there through the roof. We're going to put that in our bowl here in just a little bit. And I got that all over me, didn't I? Oh, well, what's a little mess, right? Now we're going to make our fruit salsa. I take a pound of strawberries and I dice them up. See how I diced them up like that? And put all of those in there. Peaches, I've taken frozen peaches. That is the secret right there. Frozen peaches. And by the time you make your cinnamon chips, those peaches have froze out and thawed out enough to chop up. Blueberries. About half a cup of blueberries. And I buy blueberries when they're on sale. You know, when they're in season, they're on sale and they're cheap. So I bring them home, wash them up, and stick them in the freezer. Why do they want to charge you more when they aren't in season and they don't taste as good? So, and you can use any fruit you like in this. You can use raspberries, bananas. Now, if you use bananas, you need to kind of watch it because they get a little brown. Now, I've got an orange. Actually, it's 2 oranges. And I'm going to mix that in there. And I'm adding, the juice kind of comes out of the orange, and I'm adding a little bit of the juice. And I have an apple, a Fuji apple. Love, love, love Fuji apples. And I'm going to add about half of that apple. And I have a kiwi. Now, some people don't groove on kiwi. And if you're having a date night or a party where you're fixing some friends up, don't put the kiwi in there. It'll be all in their teeth, kiwi seeds, and they're trying to meet somebody cute, and they walk over and it's like, girl, you got something in your teeth, you need to get that out, you know? So, kind of watch the kiwi if you're making it for date night. Mix all of that together. Now, if the fruit is not in season, you need to add a little bit of sugar, okay? And I'm going to add just a touch of sugar to that. Stir it up, and we're going to put it in our pretty bowl. This is so healthy. Kids love this dessert. You know, they're used to eating pies and cakes and all of that for dessert. Serve them this. They will absolutely love it. So, so healthy and so good for you. And I'm making another mess. I am good at making messes in the kitchen. Now, let me show you what my husband bought me at an estate sale. Check this bowl out. Is that not just retro? That is just too cool. This holds your dip, so we're going to put some of our dip in here. And look at those chips in that bowl. Isn't that just gorgeous? I'm telling you, this will be a big hit. You won't even want any of those cakes or pies. You know, when you have a party, at least one guest is always on a diet, always watching their weight. This is perfect. They'll think you made this especially for them. Okay, let's plate these babies up. And I've done it several different ways. I've made a parfait. Check it out. Let me move it up here so you can see this. Now, if you are going to make these for a dinner party, don't make them too far ahead of time because the chips that you put in there are going to get soggy. I've got a little salsa, my fruit salsa, some of my dip, some of the cinnamon chips, and then I put a dollop of the dip in the middle and surrounded it with that fruit. Oh, so good. Now, if you're just going to serve, if you're going to make them up ahead of time, and like I said, don't do it too far ahead of time, but if you need to make them up really far ahead of time, don't put that in there and just serve it with a bunch of chips stuck down in the side of it. Okay, I'm going to show you how I plate these up. I take a dollop of the world's best fruit dip. Look at that. Look at that consistency. That is just absolutely marvelous. And then I take some of my fruit salsa and I surround the dip. Look at this. Oh yeah. Cakes and pies, move over. There is a new dessert in town. How about that, huh? And then I take my chips and I surround it. And when I set this up, a lot of people are like, what is this? What do I do with this? I usually make up a couple of these and set them on a plate in front of this so they know exactly how to eat this. That is gorgeous, is it not? Oh yes. Let's give us a good bite of this. I won't have the kiwi because I don't want the seeds while I'm telling you goodbye. I'm telling you, you won't miss the fattening desserts anymore. Try this recipe. It rocks. Thank you so much for watching me and have a nice day.